Sarah Sampson here with Team Sass and Class Beauty, or as I've been calling it recently, SC Beauty. I think it sounds really classy that way. I really like it. So that's what I've been calling us, SC Beauty. But today I want to tell you all about Facebook Lives, why you go live, how to go live, best practices, and even how to get around these new music rules that came out in May of 2020. So if you are interested in kicking your Facebook Live game up a notch, be sure to stay tuned. So, hi, my name is Sarah Sampson. I am a 7x 6% earner with Pharmacy. I am also the leader of a team where we are growing together and determined to empower women through makeup and skincare to be confident and unapologetically themselves. So, just diving right in. Why go live? What is that all about? Why does it even matter? Well, first of all, when you go live on Facebook, your followers get to know you better. They get to see your face. They get to hear your voice. They get to really get to know like who you are deep down inside, and not just read a post. Because, you know, sometimes like we've texted people and things go wrong, right? So the same thing can happen when you're posting. You could sound one way, but really be another. So going live really allows them to get your heartbeat better. They get to know you better, and they really get to dive into who you are as a human being, not just the company or the brand that you represent, or, you know, whatever it is that you are sharing on Facebook, whether it be a blog, a business, or whatever. Another reason is you are able to get higher engagement on Facebook when you go live. The reason that is one of the other reasons to go live is because Facebook prioritizes lives. They like it when you keep people on their platform for a longer amount of time. So what they do is they prioritize those live videos and they show them to more people. And of course, when people are engaging, they like, share, post, share, comment, whatever on your post, they are more likely to show it to even more people, and it allows you to reach more people that are even outside of your network, because Facebook really likes that you are doing that. They love when you go live, okay? Also, it can lead, if you are in a sales industry, it can lead to more sales. It can lead to leads. And, you know, you're also able to take those videos and generate ideas in the future for future content. So if you do a Q&A at the end, for instance, you can take those questions and be like, yeah, I'm going to turn that into a video. You know, especially if you get a question a lot, you can more than easily take that and turn it into a content idea. You can repurpose your videos. You can post your live, obviously on live, but you can, you know, edit it, and you're able to edit that video and you're able to repurpose it, and you can use it on Instagram. You can use it on Twitter. You could use it on YouTube. You can take that and you can post it all over. You can put it in your group. You can put it on your Facebook page, like your business page. You can put it on your profile, wherever you want to put that video. And you're even able to, like, you save it and edit and continue, like you make it once and then you continue to share it over, you know, however long. So if you make it and like a couple months down the road you're looking for content ideas and you're not sure what to do, you can actually repurpose that video and make something out of it to share with your followers. Because, you know, followers aren't going to be the same 3 people all the time. You're going to see, you know, you have your steady people who watch everything, but you also have those people who kind of pop on later, and maybe they didn't catch this video and you post it later and they're like, oh, that's great, and they're able to catch that content from you. Okay. And then also you are able to go on to Facebook Live and test out your new ideas and get your customers, your followers, your friends to give you feedback. Like, does this idea work? Is this even a good idea? Should I run with this? What do you think? And you could, you know, use that as like a tester, if you will. For instance, if you are into Bailey Saran, for instance, I hope I said her name right. I probably just slaughtered it. But she does the murder mystery and makeup videos, and she's incredibly popular on Facebook, on YouTube, all over the place. She's a very influential beauty influencer, and people love her content. But one thing that she could do, I'm just using her as an example, I don't know if she did this or not, but when she was coming out with that idea, it would have been very easy for her to test that over on Facebook in her group or on her page or whatever, and find out if that was something that people were really interested in. And when she found that they were, continued to do. Like I said, I don't know if she did that, but it's an example of one of those instances where you're trying something new and you're able to test that out with your viewers and get their feedback. Because I have to tell you, like, if she had done that and she found that nobody really liked it, she probably wouldn't still be doing those videos. Those videos, I love those videos. So I completely, you know, I love the idea that you can go live on Facebook, test those ideas, and if they don't work, just don't do it again. Or, you know, change it till it does work, or come up with a new idea. It's just a really good way to get feedback from your followers. Okay? So, Facebook Lives. Different ways you could do this. You could do this on your profile, or you can do it on pages. A lot of people say pages because they want to pay for ads. I do not pay for ads. I am all about organic growth. So I do it on my personal profile, and I share it to my business page and my group, and I repurpose it for my YouTube and my Instagram and places like that. But it's really up to you what you want to do, okay? But one tip is, if you're going to use your phone, I've been using my laptop. I need to get a better web camera. But if you are going to use your phone, you're going to want to get a tripod or mount. You could even use a ring light with a mount on it. It's going to work really great for you. And then a cheap microphone, or use your headphones for better sound. So I don't use my phone mainly because of my sound. I use my, what's it called? My Blue microphone with my laptop. Like I said, I need to get a better camera for my laptop, but at this point, like, this works for me. It's doing its job. But if you're going to use your phone, you want to go wide. You want to go widescreen, see? You're going to want to sit like this. The reason being, it's going to make it easier to span over the different modes or platforms. For instance, when I first started making videos, I was going top to bottom here. And the reason that's an issue is when you go to add an end screen, for instance, to YouTube, you're not going to be able to do that the same way. I was able to maybe add a video, but I couldn't add a subscribe button because then my whole face was covered. So it makes it really hard to add those cards, those end screens, when you repurpose your content later. So always go wide, okay? And it's a very simple thing to do, okay? It's really, you know, simple. Now, your videos, you want to start with a really compelling, interest-catching title. You want it to kind of say what it's going to be about, but you want to make sure that it's like, oh, yeah, I want to watch that, okay? So for instance, today I made a video about looking like you're wearing a full face of makeup, but using minimal makeup and taking a third of the time. And my title was something like full face makeup in a third of the time, or something like that. And an example would be, for different things you could use. Of course, it's going to depend on your industry. It could be the 3 products you need for the perfect face of makeup. The 5 biggest mistakes we make when washing our face. 3 ways to improve your techniques. 3 ways to double your money. Whatever. You know, it could be whatever. So you're going to start with that title. Then you're going to also have a really good description. You're going to use, obviously, your title in your description, those keywords. You're going to make sure those keywords in your title are going to be in your description as well. Add, obviously, your follow links, all of those things. You always want them in your videos. There is a way to go onto your YouTube and do that as well. But make sure anything that, you know, any information that is going to kind of grab keywords and things that are going to draw more people in, okay? And then your actual video. So your actual video, you're going to start with a hook that grabs attention. For instance, when I started this video, I started with, hey, today we're going to be talking about Facebook Lives, why to go live, how to go live, and even how to avoid that music, the copyright music rules that just came out in May 2020. Of course, I worded it differently. It's going to be different, whatever. It's not like I practiced it, but I knew that I needed to, you know, you start with that hook. It's going to grab attention. And it's going to help you to get more views with the replays. When we go live on Facebook, we want to be thinking about the replay. Obviously, when you're first starting with your lives, you may not have anyone on your videos. And that is just how it's going to go. And until you really do have more and more people on your videos, you know, in that interaction, it's going to be a little bit, for you, weird, because you're going to be talking to yourself a lot. You get used to it, I promise. But you know, you want something that when someone goes to watch the replay, really catches their attention in that first 30 seconds. You don't want to, like, be like, oh, I'm going to wait till people get on and then we'll get started. I'm guilty of that. I was doing that myself. It's gonna take some time to like get used to not kind of sitting and waiting for the thing to stop turning or whatever, but you want a hook. It's gonna help more views, more replays, and you want to use your hook thinking of who your audience is going to be. You want to make sure that it is going to drive traffic from those people in whom you even want to see your video. So if you're trying to talk to the busy mom on the go and you want to show her how she can do her makeup super easy without the fuss or muss, you know, make your hook something like that. So when I made a makeup video earlier, you know, my title and my description both talked about how it was a full face of makeup, and then I started by kind of almost repeating my description verbatim as my hook, and then I then you from your hook lead into establishing your authority. You want an intro to who you are and what you do and why people should listen to you. My hook is not that strong. Obviously, you just heard it in this video, but it's something that you can work on. And it's, you know, you take these techniques and you work on them a little at a time. You don't have to be perfect from the very beginning. And that is something that I'm learning. But always, you know, establish your authority. Tell people who you are. Tell them why they should listen to you. Why should someone listen to you about your amazing makeup techniques? Why should someone listen to you about your network marketing experience? Why should anyone listen to you about anything, right? Just, you need to establish your authority. From there, you're going to encourage engagement. So if you are still listening, I would love for you to say hashtag live or hashtag replay and let me know that you were watching, and then tell me what your favorite part of your weekend was. I want to hear about your weekend. So tell me what your favorite part of your weekend was. So you're going to encourage engagement. You know, click the wow face if you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me, make sure you hit the wow face because I want to know you can hear me, okay? It could be anything. Anything. For instance, I said, you know, hashtag live or replay and then tell me the favorite part of your weekend. Or the wow face if you can hear me loud and clear. And you do that throughout the video. If you are, you know, live for any amount of time, you're going to need to do this very regularly. You're going to want to continue to make sure people are engaged and interacting with you. So you want to ask questions. You want to give them something to do. Give them something to do in the video. Sorry, I just threw my notebook because I am crazy. Okay, but from there, you're going to do your C2C. That is your call to comment. So if you didn't share your video from the very beginning, if you're not in a group that's private, if you're on your page or you're on your profile or wherever you are, you know, say, you know, give me a second. I'm going to share this video and let me know where you're watching from while I do this. Let me know where you're watching from, or tell me how your day is going, or give me your best tip or trick for making makeup easier to apply, or whatever you want. You know, what's your favorite skincare hack? Whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, but give them something to do while you share the video. Get them interacting. And then for every 20 minutes, you're going to have 5 to 7 call to comments. So if you are paying attention, let me know how many call to comments is there going to be. How many? You want to do, yeah, I already said it, so I can't give you the answer. But you know what I mean? So go ahead and comment back. How many call to comments should there be in about a 20-minute video? Moving on from there, you know, you want to keep your rebroadcast in mind when you're posting. You want to make sure that as you are going live, you are thinking of the people who are going to be watching it later. So when you get to your content, which is the next step, you're going to want to keep your interruptions at the beginning. You know, yeah, hi Danny, thanks for joining, I'm so glad you're here. Or hi Teresa, how are you? I'm so glad you joined me. How is your day going? Those type of things. You want to keep them at the beginning, and you want to answer questions at the end. So if someone had a question, you'd be like, okay, I saw a few questions here. Let me go back and I want to read them and make sure I answer your questions while we're still here. Kind of like a Q&A time. So you want to make sure that your interruptions are minimal. Again, like I said, when I first started making Facebook videos, I was talking to people throughout the entire thing. I thought that was okay. But what I was doing was I was maybe having okay content for the live, but I wasn't setting up for the rebroadcast. I wasn't setting up for people who replayed. I wasn't setting up to be able to reuse it for Facebook, or not Facebook, for YouTube or Instagram or those other forms of social media. So you really want to keep that in mind, because you want to work smarter, not harder. You don't want to have to make 15 videos about the same thing to put on 15 different platforms. You know what I mean? You know, every time you go live, you want to add value. You want to be genuine, and you want to be concise, and you want to give them something that they can act on. So for me, you know, I gave them an easy way to apply makeup when they're on the go. They only have 5 or 10 minutes, and they want to look like they have a full face, but without the same amount of products or the same amount of time. So I don't even know if I gave them an action for that. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I'm still learning, but an action that I could give them would be comment or leave in the comments like your favorite makeup tip for applying on the go, or something easy like that, you know. And you want to make sure that you are concise, your points are strong, that you are giving them something that they can take from your video and apply to whatever the thing is, whether it's about business, whether it's about makeup, whether it's about skincare, anything that they can apply to themselves without having to like work too hard. You know, a lot of times the reason people are getting on Facebook or YouTube is they're looking for easier ways to do what they're already doing, or better ways to do what they are doing, because you know, sometimes we make things way more difficult than we need to, honestly. Like even Facebook Lives. I really feel like we make Facebook Lives so difficult, and YouTube videos so difficult. It is really unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. It's really simple, you know. Make eye contact. Be concise. Make sure people know that you are looking at them and thinking of them as you speak. Make sure that they're getting you're changing your voice up as you talk. You're leaning in. You're using your hands to talk. I'm sorry, if you're sitting there and your hands are down the entire time while you're talking and you're not doing a makeup tutorial and you're just teaching, I'm sorry, I can't sit here like this and make a point, because I'm just sitting here and my hands aren't moving and my voice isn't really changing too much. And no, you want to move your hands when I talk. I move my hands when I talk. You want to do what you're going to do like in real life. Obviously, my personality is really exaggerated here on Facebook and YouTube, only because when I'm in person, I'm a little bit more reserved. I'm not going to be that person that like walks up to you in the room full of people and starts talking unless I know you really well. But once you get to know me, this is me. This is how I am, okay? You get to know me. You really do.
Not lying.
But, you know, while we're talking about that, your target broadcast is going to be around 18 minutes. This is going to be a little bit longer of a video, of course, because I'm trying to cover everything. But your target is to be around 18 minutes with your lives. You can go a little bit more than that. I would not go too much less. 17, 18 minutes is really like your goal. And the nice thing about that is it's going to allow you to go live more often for shorter amounts of time, which really makes it feel a lot less intimidating when you think about it. Because a lot of times there's this pressure to do a full makeup video and it's an hour and 30 minutes long, and you're like, oh my word, I was just live for an hour and a half. I talked to myself for an hour and a half. Nobody joined. And it can be really discouraging. But when you think about it, if you're adding value and you're just giving a simple tutorial or talking about one product or sharing one technique, 18 minutes, easy peasy. 18 minutes and done. I think any of us can do that. And that's it also makes it easier to upload videos more often, because of course you'll be able to make more content in less time. Okay? After you've gotten through all of your content, you're going to want to do your call to action. So what do you want your viewers to do? What do you want them to do? And, you know, ask questions, tell them what to do, and then send them where you want them to go. So if I wanted you to follow my Facebook, if this was on YouTube and I wanted you to follow me on Facebook, I would say, follow me on Facebook at Sarah J Beauty 1. Or visit my IG at Sarah J Beauty 1. Of course, I like to keep my ats and my screen names similar or the same, so that makes it really easy across all of the spectrum for them to find you, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You want those names to be very similar, or at least use your own name. So send them where you want to go. So if you want them to watch your video and then you want them to watch another video, or you want them to visit your other social media or follow, like subscribe, tell them, you know, I would like you to click all 3 buttons at the top of this video and click all notifications so that when I go live, you don't miss one, because no one wants to miss a video from me because I'm so interesting, right? And while you're at it, be sure to share this to your page so your friends and your followers can see this as well and get as much value out of this as you were able to get. Easy peasy. Look at that. I gave you something to do. And it was like simple. It doesn't have to be crazy. It's just you tell someone what you want them to do. You say, do it. And, you know, for real though, go subscribe. I think I pointed the wrong direction. Go subscribe. And then to close out your live, you can skip this step or you can do it. Like I said, you want to keep your interruptions to the beginning and the end. So if someone's asked a lot of questions in the comments, you're able to go and you can do a Q&A that way, or you can just simply say, hey, I will answer questions at the end. If you have a question, save it and we will answer those at the very end. It can go either way. If you don't mind them posting their questions throughout the entire live and then answering them at the end, that's fine. Or, you know, just simply tell them, hey, this is how this live is going to work. I am going to get through this content, and then any questions you have, I will take at the end and I will answer them then. Okay, so you can do a live Q&A. Again, this is a really good time for you to create ideas for new content later and also answer their questions in the moment. You can do both. And it just closes out that video really well. Some power tips for your Facebook Lives. You can change your thumbnail after your video has been posted. So you go in, you edit video, you can change your thumbnail. For YouTube, you do something that's a lot like, you know, like graphic, a little bit more graphic with words and your face and things like that. For YouTube, or for Facebook, I mean, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to keep it more a picture, very similar to like what the video is. It could be a picture of you with the finished makeup look if you did a makeup tutorial. It could just be you sitting at your desk, kind of like I am, just making the face that you want, because, you know, you could choose the thumbnails that they offer you. A lot of times they catch you at weird moments like, or at the very end of your video, you could literally just like stop and smile and then end the video. I know that sounds really weird, but that gives you something that, or whatever face you want to make, that gives you something that you can draw from for your thumbnail. And it's not going to be like you wide-mouthed or looking weird or making faces. I have so many videos where I'm rolling my eyes. It's not even funny. I'm not actually rolling my eyes as much as thinking, because I do this a lot. But those are the faces that Facebook likes to catch. They don't like to catch the pretty ones where you're smiling and looking all cute, okay? So then if you need to, if you want to, you can change your title and your copies. That's your description, as you need to, so that when people are watching the replay, they know what you talked about, what they can do, what steps you'd like them to take. You break everything down for them. Anything that you like, anywhere you want, like, if you give them something to do in your video, it's actually really good if you add it also to the description, because sometimes people read the description, but they don't necessarily watch the entire video to hear you say, hey, when you're done, be sure to, you know, like and subscribe, whatever, or share this video. You can tweak it, you can optimize it, you can add a link to your description at that point, and it's going to be really good for those people who watch the replay. Share your video all over. That's one of the nice things about Facebook Lives, is you can actually repurpose it, but you can share it in a lot of different places. There's live share groups, there's your page, there's your profile, there's groups. You can even save it to your laptop, start an email list. If you save your videos, you can actually go through after you've gone live, especially if it's something you think is important for your followers to watch. And, you know, if they're on your email list, you can email them with the link to that video or to the video itself and allow them to watch that replay through their email. So an email list is really good. IG, Twitter, YouTube. It allows you to make the content and then re-promote it later, so you don't have to keep making the same content over and over and over again. Add captions. I've not done this yet, but what I have heard is that, you know, like 60%, I think it was, I don't even remember. There was a very high percent of people who don't even watch videos with sound. They read the captions, especially if they're watching late at night. I personally like the sound. Ask my husband. But captions are really important, especially especially in the replay. So you can actually set those up on YouTube. You can set those up on Facebook through the video editing as well. So add captions so that when people are watching, they're able to actually read what you are saying. And this is also really nice, a really nice way to accommodate to those who can't necessarily hear. The deaf community, you know, I know they appreciate it. So it would be like going to another country and speaking their language. I know, you know, we do that if we went to Mexico. We would do that if we went to Italy. We would do that if we went to Turkey, whatever. Obviously, we're not going to learn fluently a language, but we would at least try and communicate with someone in their language. It would be rude of us not to, right? I don't understand why we don't do that for our non-hearing friends as well. Because, you know, there is sign language. There is ASL. So, and then there is captions. There's subtitles. So that's just a really nice touch, okay? When you are planning your content, you want to make sure you have your hook, your intro, your content, a summary. For instance, so far I have covered with you, you know, why you would want to go live and how to structure your lives and best ways to maximize the impact of your Facebook Lives. Okay, and then you would have your call to action. For instance, follow, subscribe, like, share. If you're still listening, please leave a comment. Let me know you're still here. I would love to hear from you. You know, anything, a call to action. Okay, you have your, so when you have your content planned, you're then going to pick a location. So for instance, I like this room. I have curtains I can close. I have my microphone here. I've got my desk. All my makeup is here. There's just my ring light. It's just an easy place for me to go live. You're going to pick your location where you're going to have minimal distractions or interruptions. For YouTube, this is a lot more important, especially if you are not in network marketing. For instance, if you're in network marketing, people kind of like the distractions a little bit because they like to see that you're able to run your business and still kind of like live in a house full of kids or whatever it is. You have a life, okay? So people love to see that. But you want minimal distractions or interruptions because obviously when you're talking and someone comes in and they start talking to you, it can be really distracting. And it can make it incredibly difficult to stay on topic and stay on track, especially if you're following notes. Test you're going to test your network, your internet. Make sure you have a good connection. You can use speedtest.net. That's a really good way to do it. Just make sure you have a decent enough upload system. Upload speed so that when you upload the video, it's going to stream nicely. Then, of course, set up your gear. Mine's always set up kind of, I have my laptop, my microphone, my ring light, my mirrors over here when I need it. And what I do when I do like makeup tutorials is I put all of what I need right in front of me in the order that I'm going to use it. So I never have to really guess what I'm going to be using next. If you are worried that your broadcast is not going to work, I started doing this when my microphone decided that it would occasionally mute itself on my laptop. I don't know why it does it. Occasionally, I just can't get sound out of it. So what I do is I test my broadcast. What you do is you set it up to show to only you, and then you make sure everything's working properly, and then you can go back, end it, delete it, and start a new broadcast now that you know everything's working, and then do your live. So you don't have to worry about if people can hear you. You don't have to be like, oh, can you hear me? Like, tell me, is there sound? Obviously, that's a really good way to get people interacting with your post, but it's not necessary in a legitimate technology kind of way. I've had lives where I had no sound. I had no idea. And I was like, can you hear me? I would have known that people couldn't hear me if I had tested my broadcast first. And then, of course, you tell people, you tweet, you Facebook, you IG. You make sure people know that you are going live. Obviously, I don't announce every time I'm going live. You have a general idea that I'm going to go live here, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays as much as possible, sometimes throughout the rest of the week. I'm trying to go live a little bit more often. That's why I stopped doing a schedule. But then it also releases me from that expectation that I'm always going to have new content for you. Sometimes it takes me a little while to work on this stuff. I can't just say, hey, I want to like do a training on Facebook Live and have it ready the next day. I do take a lot of time and put a lot of effort into what I'm bringing to you so that I can make sure that I'm bringing you the best content possible. And the best practices possible. Okay, so make sure people know, at least in a general vicinity, when you're going to go live. People know on my page, for instance, that generally speaking, I go live between 4 and 6 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And then on the weekends, if I don't go live on Friday, I go live on Saturday. But if I go live on Friday, they might not see me Saturday. A lot of times I will announce in my videos. I'll be like, hey, I'll be back tomorrow with yeah. And if I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, I don't. But I'm like, I'll be back soon. And I promise that we're going to talk about. So for instance, today when I closed my live over on my page, I was like, hey, I'll be back tomorrow with our Vixen eye set. Like, be looking out for that video. So people know to be watching for me to go live. That was my way of announcing, hey, I'm going to be here tomorrow. Be on the lookout. Like, be ready, okay? Obviously, then you go live. And you deliver your hook right away. For me, it's, hey, welcome to Sarah J Beauty. I'm Sarah J. And then I go right into what I'm going to be doing. So for today was an easy makeup look that looks like full makeup with 1/3 of the time and half the products. And I made sure to like explain why I was doing it. And then you go right into, you know, you let your viewers know when you're going to answer questions and interact. And then you go right into your content. You start bringing the goods, okay? And then always make sure you're having fun with your live streams. People can tell if you're like bored, okay? I don't really feel like going live today, and I'm just going to talk to you because I have to, but here's this product. It's super cute. I don't really know why I like it, but, you know, go ahead and buy it if you want to. But you're not really adding value. You're kind of like, blah, ho-hum. You're like, eh. People can tell when you don't want to be here. I have this thing where I love to be really predictable, but at the same time, if I am not feeling it, there is no way on earth I'm going to get on a live feeling like that, because people can tell. People can tell if you're not excited. So be excited. Get out there and get excited. Wow! Okay? If you need someone to hype you up, message me. I'm here. I'm here. I'm a great cheerleader. I was a cheerleader all through high school. It was one of the highlights of my high school career. It's the one thing I really loved to do. As far as like the sports that I played, I did love basketball and all those other things. But I was a really good hype man. I really love to hype people up. I love to get people excited. So dudes and dudettes, I'm your girl. Message me, comment on a post if you have to. If you can't get a hold of me and I haven't answered you, like, tell me. Sarah, hype me up, get me excited so I can go live and be excited. You need to be excited. You need to be excited when you go live. You don't have to be over the top. I'm over the top. You don't have to be like that. But you gotta be happy to be there. Because if you're not, and if you're bored and you're just like, and you're burnt out and you don't feel like doing it, people are going to notice and your views are going to go down. Okay? So have fun. Have fun. Have fun. Okay? This isn't meant to be a torture device. Lives are not meant to be torture, okay? It is a great tool for your business. It's a great tool for your blog. It's a great tool for whatever you are using these Facebook Lives for, wherever you're trying to pull people into, okay? But they're not meant to be a torture device. Have some fun, okay? Have some fun. Just be crazy if you have to. I'm crazy. So, one of the nice things about... And I'm almost done here. One of the nice things about Facebook Lives is you're able to condition people and be really strategic with your audience so that they know how and when and where to find you. And, you know, you're able to pick a day and commit. Like I said, you kind of want to be predictable. Obviously, I'm not like super predictable, but people kind of know what time to look for me. And they know what I'm going to bring for the most part. If it's going to be skincare or makeup or business, for the most part people kind of already have like an idea of what I'm going to be bringing, what day and when, because a lot of times I kind of have this pattern. If I do makeup, chances are the very next day I'm going to be talking about my business opportunity. It's just how I am. I'm a creature of habit, but in this industry that is not a bad problem to have. It's really not. It allows people to really get to know your heartbeat. And it allows them to be a little bit more available when you do go live, because they're gonna know you're gonna be live, and they're gonna be like, I want to see this. I want to be there. Okay. So you always want to declare how, when, where you're going to show up for your audience. That way they know. Okay. Like I said earlier, you kind of announce it a little bit. I told people I was gonna be back tomorrow with our Vixen eye set, for instance. so they know to be looking out on my Facebook page for that video. Then there is the 80-20 rule. You want to take 80% of your time into promoting your content and only 20% into really creating it. Because if you're spending all of your time creating content, there's no time for you to really push that content out and really get people pulled into seeing it. And that is where a lot of us kind of struggle. I have this struggle every once in a while. I want to make more videos. I want to do this. I want to do that. But I'm not actually taking the time to take the videos that I've already made, the content that I've already made, and kind of encourage other people, hey, I made this video, why don't you watch it? You don't have time to promote anything because you're too busy creating. So you want to spend a little bit more time promoting, a little bit less time creating. That's where creating your content with your replays in mind and your reuse of the content in mind really comes in handy, because again, you're able to make one video and share it across everything: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and with one video. TikTok even. You know, if you make it correctly, you're actually able to take that video, speed it up, or edit it however you want, and create a video on TikTok. I don't use TikTok for much more than entertainment at this point, but it is growing, and at this point, now that they know that it's staying, it is a little bit more of a sustainable place to at least introduce yourself to people, and that's a great place to pull people from TikTok to your Instagram, or people from TikTok to your YouTube, wherever you want them to go. It's less about selling and more about getting your face out there and having fun. People get to see that fun side of you. So there are 4 P's to success when it comes to YouTube videos. You have plan what you're going to say and how you're going to, you know, segue into your call of action. There's produce your videos and lives. Make sure you have good lighting and, you know, again, a little mic. We've already kind of covered some of this. This is me kind of reviewing a little bit for you. You want to be able to promote your video and then profit. You know, we're making these videos, network marketers, bloggers, affiliate marketers. We're making these videos with the goal at some point, you know, to convert this into a profit. You want to convert your viewers into customers. You don't want them just to watch your content and never like interact with you and never, you know, become someone that wants to purchase from you. Of course, the relationship leads, but again, this is a business. This isn't like it's not high school. We're not just trying to make buddies and then that's it. No, it's a business. So you want to be able to turn them into customers as well. And the way you do that is, again, call of action. You want a very strong call to action. So if you want them to visit your website, say, hey, here's my website. Visit me at www, and be sure to subscribe to my channel so you never miss a video. Okay? Now, last thing before I go, I want to talk to you about the music guidelines a little bit. IG and Facebook both have the same music standards across the board at this point, obviously because they're owned by the same people. You can use unlimited music in your IG stories. They say the same for Facebook, but at this point, what they did back in May was they made it so you could save your IG story, but you couldn't save it with music. So you got to be a little bit creative with your stories. The way to do it is to have music already in your story. They are still cracking down on it a little bit, so you have to be really careful. You don't want to use longer clips of music if you're going to play music in your lives that is copyrighted. They have already said use shorter clips versus full songs. If you play a full song, they're more likely to flag it, and you're gonna either lose all of the sound to your video or they're gonna take your video down. So my advice would actually be don't use copyrighted music in your lives at all. Now, if I'm really quiet, hold on a second. Okay, hopefully you can hear that. I don't know. If you can hear my music, let me know. Like, comment, tell me. If you can hear my music, tell me in the comments. When you're live, my actual recommendation is use non-copyrighted music in your lives, and you can use the Facebook sound collection. You just use the search feature. You can find them there. Or there's Epidemic Sound. You can get it's EPIDEMIC sound. That's a paid subscription. I don't use that. I don't prefer the Facebook sound collection either. Another option is you can use YouTube Music. YouTube Music actually has uncopyrighted music as a playlist, and it's a free playlist. It plays like the same 4 songs over and over again, but they're non-copyrighted. You don't have to worry about Facebook flagging it or taking it down. That is what I've done. And I actually use now my Google Mini Home. It's this big around. But I've been using that, and when I am ready to go live, I literally just say, hey, Google, play. Ooh, she's listening to me. She's not playing because she's listening to me. But I just say, you know, play uncopyrighted music. So, hey, Google, play uncopyrighted music.
Got it. Check out this uncopyrighted music station on YouTube Music.
Okay. And I actually really like the music that they pick because it's really upbeat. It's got the nice tune. It's a lot like the TikTok music to me. But I don't have to worry about Facebook flagging anything that I'm doing because I'm using music that's not copyrighted. It's upbeat. It's not boring. It's not like random classical music, whatever. And you're able to keep people's attention a little bit more. People love that extra music in the background. I don't really know why. For me, sometimes it's distracting. I think it depends on what's playing. But that is a really good option, is to use YouTube uncopyrighted music channel. And again, it's free. That's not something you have to pay for. They do have some that you can pay for, but why pay for what you can get for free, right? It's kind of like training and advice. Why pay for something you can find on YouTube for free, right? Or, you know, get from a friend for free. So that is all I have for you on Facebook Lives. Again, you want to make sure you start with a really good title and description. You want to start immediately with your hook at the very beginning of the video. Don't wait to share your video and then get people excited. Don't wait for people to hop on. Start immediately with your hook. Catch the attention of people who are going to replay the video. Then if you need to share it, you can stop and share, but ask them to do something. Ask them to tell you about their day. Ask them to tell you where they're viewing from, whatever. And keep your distractions and your interruptions to the very beginning of the video. Say your highs, ask how they're doing, all those things at the beginning. Then when you go through your content, you don't stop to talk to someone. You wait till the end, you answer questions at the end or whatever you're going to do, and then you finish with a call to action. So my call to action to you today is, I would love for you to click those 3 buttons at the top of these videos. Click view, or no, all notifications so you never miss a video. And if you're viewing this over on Facebook, click subscribe. Click subscribe and follow me on all of my social media. It will be in the description of the video here on YouTube and on Facebook. If you are not already subscribed to all videos, make sure you click on all notifications. And if you have your own tip or trick for Facebook Lives to make them more effective or more fun or get more views, share it in the comments. I would love to hear how you effectively make your Facebooks. And if you have a struggle with it, put it in the comments for me there as well, so we can talk about that and we can overcome that obstacle and I can help you find a solution. So I'm going to hop off, but thank you guys for joining me so much. I love you guys. I wish you nothing but the best for the rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone.